What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Marshall D coming at you with another Vanguard deck profile. Today we got Neo Nectar's ahsha build. If it's your first time to the channel, hit that like, subscribe button, and enjoy. So let's see. So first we start off with 4 Dream Spinning Ranunculus ahsha. During your turn, if you have 2 or more ahsha units in their name, it gets plus 10,000. That counts herself. If you have 3 or more, she gets plus critical. Soul Blast 1, retire 2 rearguards, and call a ahsha fairy token. So for those that don't know what an ahsha fairy token is, ahsha fairy token reads, come on, focus, you know you want to. Okay. This unit has the same card name as your Vanguard with ahsha in its card name. When it attacks, choose one of your Vanguards with ahsha, and this unit gets... Wait. And until the end of the battle, increase or decrease this unit's attack and critical to match that of your Vanguard. So if you are on... So let's say you give this a Force 2, and you have, let's say, this, and this. Your Vanguard is 23 crit, no support. So 23, 3 crit. So when you attack with this, this would be 23, 3 crit. It won't get any boosted units power. Like, you can boost with it, but it will increase or decrease the power to match the ahsha. And then we have, this is your structure deck ahsha. Let's see. Ranunculus Flower Maiden ahsha. On van or rear, counterblast 1, call up to 2 plant tokens, and this unit gets plus 10. On van, retire 3 rearguards and call an ahsha flower token. If you don't know what a flower token is, these are flower tokens. Flower tokens have 5k attack, boost, and they're grade 0. That's what a lot of this deck does. It just calls out tokens, and then you retire tokens to get more stuff. Woo woo! Yay, retiring stuff. So then we have your optimal grade 2 target, or ride target. She is Osmosis Aiden. You know, I just killed that name. On van or rear, counterblast 1, soul blast 1, draw a card, and call up to 1 plant token. If you have a rearguard, if you have a rearguard on your rear with the same card name as your Vanguard, all of your units get boost. All of your units get boost. All of your units get boost. Crazy. Right? Oh, yeah. She's really, really good. This is your optimal grade 2 target. You play her at 4. Then let's see. Next, grade 2s. Okay. So this is where the grade 2 lineup starts to differ for everyone. So you play 3 Blossom Maiden Salel. If you have a unit with the same card name as your Vanguard on rear, this unit cannot be retired by card effects and gets plus 5. Van or rear, counterblast 1, call up to 2 plant tokens. That's an act, so if you have, say, 2 counterblasts, you can call up to 4 tokens for 2 counterblasts. Then we play Maiden of Fine L. Counterblast 1, retire this card. Look at 3 cards from the top of your deck. Call up to 2 cards from among them and put the rest on the bottom in any order. So this card is so good. A lot of people sleep on it. But ideally, what happens, actually it happens very often. But I'll counterblast, kill her, and I'll call a ahsha off the top, and then I'll call another unit. And the other unit will sometimes be this, or one of your grade 1s that just get you another token. So then you have 2 columns that are swinging for 13k, and you did that all for 1 counterblast. The reason why, if you also hit a ahsha, it gives your opponent the choice. They can either try to rush you down and in the follow-up turn possibly die, or they have to kill the ahsha and hope that you don't have another ahsha in hand. That takes pressure off of your Vanguard for 1 turn, and like depending on your opponent and the deck, If they put too much pressure, you sometimes just die because you don't have the hand for it. Then we play 2 Arbros Timbers. So some people play 4 Selene, some people play 4 Arbros. This is supposed to be the budget Selene. Selene literally says, on place, get a token. This card says, on Vanguard place, the next time you would call a unit, it gets, you get a, wait, the next time you would call a plant token, call a grade 0 plant token, it gets +10, plus shield, +1 crit, and has boost and intercept. If you haven't seen those plant tokens, that is this. You would only need to play 1 because, you know, the chances of riding it are pretty slim because you play it at 2. And its rear guard skill is when placed, call a plant token. Yeah, like you. So the reason I don't feel that you need 4 of this and you don't need 4 Selene is because all of your units generate a token, and they're almost all for free. So there's just no need. Then we play 2 Rendo Genti Musketeer. When placed, one of your Vanguard gets +5 for each of your token units. Ahsha Fairy token unit counts. Oh no! It counts as a token unit. And so, like, one of my, like, you'll see this often, especially if you play this card, where they've pushed you to 2 counterblasts, and you'll go counterblast 2, and then you get 4 tokens, and then on your follow-up ride, you ride this, then you call him skill, she gets +20, no support, then you skill Soul Blast, typically you would kill these 2, and then you get a fairy token. So, now she's +30, no support. And if you're on a Force 2, this is 43 crit. Just like that. The only reason you play 2 Rendo is because he has 5k attack. You do not want to ride this card. I would say play it at 1, because I've seen some people do that, but I feel 1 you will never see the card unless you really hit this card. And you know what they say, deck thinning, deck winning. Ha 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 ha. This is where the deck gets a little pricey besides your VR. You play 4 Valkyrie of Reclaim something. During your turn, if you have 2 or more token units, this gets +5. That's Van or Rear. And when placed on Van or Rear, search the top 5 for a grade 3, add 1 to hand, discard a card. Pretty self-explanatory. This is one of your optimal ride targets. You want to see her early just so you can get to this ahsha. Then you play 4 Maiden of Sweet Berry. On Van or Rear, when placed, call a token. If your Vanguard's at grade 3, soul charge. During your turn, if your Vanguard's at grade 3, this unit gets +5. Really, really good. So she's a 13k booster to your Vanguard. Or early game, if you call 2 to the rear and get 2 5k tokens, that's a 13k column just off of 1 unit. And then last but not least, we play 3 Devoted Maiden Tanji. A lot of people play the structure deck one that says discard a card, draw a card. I think that card's perfectly fine, but because I typically opt to go Force 2, that's why this card I feel is better. Just because during your turn, if you have a unit on your rear with the same name as your Vanguard gets +5. So let's say you get 2 of these to rear. Your Vanguard is +10, not counting its own skill that gives it +10. Or even if you have it behind the Vanguard. So that's like 33... 41. Wait, yeah, that's like 41. No, with the boost. Without the boost, it's 33 crit. 33 3 crit. Yeah. So now we'll go into triggers, and you play 4 heal triggers because you have to play 4. 4 crits. 8 crits. And then for your Sentinels, you play 2 Sentinel crit and then 2 draw crit. So the trigger lineup typically differs depending on you know, who you've seen. I personally think 10 crit is the correct number. The only reason I'm playing 2 of these is because I typically don't want to see this in a drive check. I prefer to see that in a defensive check where it goes into damage, your vanguard gets plus 10, and then you draw a card. This deck doesn't have too much of a problem with hand, but it does have a problem in hand where your hand is at like set ratios. You draw for turn, that's +1. You do your 2 drive check, that's 2. So every turn you'll see 3 cards, while other decks can see maybe 5 to 7 cards. That's why, like if you go first with this deck, you should have no problem in winning. You should crit your opponent to death and call it a day. And yeah, like, I don't know. Out of the decks that came out of the next stage booster set, I'll say right now this is definitely number 2. I think Gear Chronicle, depending on how people build it, Gear Chronicle could surpass this. I'll like, the number 2 spot is really, really close. Just because this deck reminds me so much of Himiko. If you've seen Himiko on my channel, you know I love Himiko. So typically you just try to do 3 damage to your opponent and swing for 3 with the Vanguard, and then swing for 3 with the Fairy token. There are some games where you want to go 2 damage per turn, and those are the games where you're riding Force 1 and like she's getting ridiculously big. Like she's swinging in for like 60 columns or 60k no support. And like you don't want to do that every game because 2 damage per turn isn't, the best. Sometimes you want to hit 3 and just really try to kill them, especially against some of the meta decks like Vanquisher, Revan, what's it called? Cleric. You want to hit them with 3 and just continuously swing with 3 for pressure, and typically you'll win. What else? Right now the deck's running for maybe around 140 in price. If you have the money, I say definitely go get it. The playstyle is really, like, it can get really control-y at sometimes, but typically you're just trying to punch your opponent in the face for 3 damage per turn with ridiculous columns. I highly recommend it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Again, if this is your first time to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this deck overall? What did you think about the profile? Do you like these types of videos? And we'll see you next time. Oh, this is the starter, by the way. Haha. Ciao. No, not even ciao, because that's solid Vanguard. Peace.